Huashan Mountain and Xi'an are the must-visit places in Shanxi province, and it was a perfect way to celebrate my birthday. China's most dangerous hike and the legendary Terracotta Warriors are two of the most iconic places we visited on our 40 days in China, and it was fun to have them lined up to make a memorable birthday. That was fun. Our first stop in Shanxi province would be Mount Hua, or Huashan, Shan meaning mountain in Mandarin. Huashan is one of the 5 great mountains in China and has 5 main peaks on its sacred slopes. We had once again navigated our lack of a common language with the locals to figure out how to buy the correct combo of shuttle bus, west cable car up, and north cable car down, which was not a small feat. We hopped on the lengthy gondola, which covers an amazing 4 kilometers and rises over 3,000 feet. We cruised over the unique landscape, which is made up of limestone cliffs surrounded by greenery. While not cheap at 140 yuan or nearly $20 US, this amazing west cable car saves hours of hiking straight up Huashan and transports you up above 5,000 feet. When we got off the lift, we hiked straight up towards our first of the 5 peaks, West Peak. The West Peak Trail is lined with red ribbons and is a short but steep hike up from the cable car. It's cool. Yeah. We scaled up the little tiny chain section and arrived at the temple set on top of the summit. After a minute or two, we quickly started back down as we had our sights set on the famous cliff plank, known as the most dangerous hike in China. The Changkong Shandao Plank Walk, which translates as Sky Hanging Plank Road, is built literally on the side of a cliff. This cliff can get super crowded later on in the day, so we wanted to hit it early in the morning. We got buckled into our awkward harnesses, which not only went around our waists, but also our chests and shoulders.
I feel like this would kill me, not save me.
Not sure whether this harness would save us or choke us if we fell, we headed out on the first of the 3 sections of the plank walk. There were 1 or 2 Chinese men working the plank walk that barked out instructions, which we clearly couldn't understand. However, we followed the other Chinese tourists in front of us, straight down the sheer cliff, slowly working our way down to the most famous section. Even though Cece is good with heights. How are we doing, Machis?
Chilling. Hello.
And I've gotten a lot better over the years with exposure. You can't help but being impressed by the several thousand feet of air right below you. Thankfully, by now we'd figured out the carabiner system of sliding them along the wires and over the next rung. The tiny plank is only 1 foot or 30 centimeters wide. We were so glad that there wasn't a massive conga line of people, making it painfully slow, and it was honestly really fun to make our way across. Once we got all the way to the far side, we waited for everyone behind us to finish as well. Because it's an out and back plank walk, we would all have to retrace our steps and complete the entire plank walk in the opposite direction. How is your neck harness doing?
It's killing me. It's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing.
Now knowing what was ahead of us, we could basically enjoy our way back, despite the giant exposure. Thankfully, the weather was sunny and clear this morning, and we were so glad that the plank walk still wasn't swamped with visitors. The group of Chinese tourists who were ahead and behind us were in no rush, so we could take our time soaking in the insane views all around us. While the internet says it's difficult to affirm or deny the claims of about 100 people dying on this plank walk every year, this hike continues to be known as the most dangerous hike in the world. China's hikes, like this cliff plank, are almost too accessible. For example, in California, the most challenging and sometimes dangerous section of Yosemite National Park's Half Dome hike requires visitors to complete a 15-mile round-trip hike. On Huashan, by taking a gondola, you only have to walk about 15 minutes on a paved path, throw on your harness, and you are climbing straight down with major exposure. There were no questions asked when we got there, and we were sent right out with a guy yelling at us in Mandarin to get going. One thing is for sure, that of the hundreds of hikes that we have done all over the world, this one is definitely a truly unique and memorable one. We made our way up the final section, which is a really steep climb up to the start and finish of the plank walk area. Mercifully, we got our massive harnesses off, and we can now laugh and breathe a sigh of relief as we had completed the infamous Huashan Cliff Plank. We grabbed some food to fill our bellies now that we were off the plank walk. It was now time to continue our tour around Mount Huashan to keep hitting the other peaks. We hiked up the grippy rocks to the east peak. More red ribbons, blessing hikers on their way, flapped in the wind as we enjoyed the unique landscape of the area with the limestone rock and jungly-looking green vegetation. After another few minutes, we got to another optional climbing section that was ridiculously steep. This near straight-up chain climbing section amazingly had no one supervising it. We watched a couple of other people start and then turn back, and a couple of others who successfully made it up, which gave us enough confidence to give it a go. Cece cruised straight up, but when she finished, she did say it was a good arm workout. I hopped on and was surprised at just how vertical this wall was. It's shocking how accessible this legitimately dangerous climbing section is for anyone to walk up and just give it a go. After the sketchy wall, we had the longest section of the day for us, descending all the way down to where we would take the gondola past the central peak in the Golden Lock Pavilion. This meant walking by more people posing for pictures and thousands of more red ribbons. While China's national parks don't have any dirt trails usually, there are no shortages of stairs, and this route to the North Gondola featured hundreds of often awkwardly small steps. The narrow paths that have been built down these limestone ridges are really quite amazing. Millions of people in China a year visit national parks. They have an unbelievable system of staircases built out on the countless spectacular paths. We visited the final peak of the loop with the North Peak and then made our way over to the gondola. The North Cable Car, while a little shorter than the West Cable Car, also offers incredible views over the surrounding terrain.
$1.50 fan is still kicking.
As we drop down below. It was off to the exits after an amazing visit to Huashan Mountain. We grabbed some noodles and did as the local Chinese do, which is take advantage of the hot water stations in every train station, and we scarfed down a bowl of instant noodles. Before taking the high-speed rail and journeying west about 80 miles to Xi'an. Xi'an is one of the most famous cities in all of China due to the world-renowned Terracotta Warriors, which we would visit the following day. After Huashan Mountain, we were starving, and Xi'an's Muslim Quarter is a must-visit spot where we started off by grabbing a giant grilled squid that was bigger than my face. China's cities are always so lively in the evening, and we enjoyed walking by the drum and bell towers on our way back from the Muslim Quarter. The next morning was June 11th, my birthday, and we got to celebrate by visiting one of the most iconic symbols in all of China, the Terracotta Warriors. As per the usual, we were among the first visitors to enter, trying to beat the crowds. Over 11 million tourists, the vast majority of them Chinese, visit the Terracotta Warriors every year. Amazingly, no one knew that this place even existed until 1974, when a group of peasants digging a well discovered a fragment of a clay figure, the first evidence which would turn out to be one of the greatest archaeological discoveries ever made. The digs have been going on ever since, and the site has an estimated 8,000 life-size statues, many of which have not been excavated. This mind-blowingly massive army was built to guard the tomb of China's first emperor over 2,000 years ago. Security staff stand guard, making sure that no one tries to enter the dig areas where these life-size statues stand. We made our way through Pit 1, the largest pit, at over 200 meters long and in the shape of a rectangle. Having visited the most popular pit, we then made our way over to Pit 2 and Pit 3, which are smaller. However, there are also glass cases where you can get up close and personal to the impressively detailed warriors to appreciate how much work went into sculpting each one. After seeing the estimated 6,000 soldiers in Pit 1, we really enjoyed walking around these glass cases and admiring the individual sculptures from up close. It's just fascinating to imagine that these soldiers lay underground for over 2,000 years and that the world had no idea they even existed. We then walked over to the entertaining video of the Terracotta Warriors displayed on the walls of a small room. My birthday morning at the Terracotta Warriors had been a memorable one, and we could see why, along with Beijing's Great Wall, this is one of the most recognizable places in all of China. We got a ditty ride for about an hour or so back to Xi'an and found Big Pizza, where we would celebrate my birthday in style with an American-Asian buffet for about $8 a person. In the evening, we went back out to visit Xi'an's Datang Ever-Bright City. China's cities are always a spectacle, and the Ever-Bright City in downtown Xi'an definitely fits the bill. There are fountain shows in front of the Wild Goose Pagoda and locals putting on unique performances in the pedestrian streets. Once the sun sets, millions of lights come on, illuminating the streets. And with all the people out enjoying the evening, we were reminded that Xi'an has over 9 million residents. It was a fun way to cap off a memorable 2 days. I couldn't think of a better way to spend my birthday than being with Cece and visiting the incredible limestone peaks of Huashan Mountain, with the infamous most dangerous hike in the world, and the archaeological wonder of the Terracotta Warriors in the incredible country of China.